I gave you permission now.
Okay.
So before we start, I just wanted to say to the admin team, I've just before 10, Jody and I finished up those forms and dropped them in the admin channel. So if you could just review those, especially the first one about form handover, and give your sign off so that we can post it in the channel by the end of this meeting so that everyone on this call can complete it. That would be great. Okay, so what that's about, guys, is that we basically have 3 forms to get completed. 2 that will be completed individually by yourselves, and then 1 that will be completed as a team. I'll provide more information in the message. It'll be specifically for people who are transitioning off the project or transitioning into a different capacity. So for example, Mia, Mike, and Aubrey will be, changing out of their capacity as kind of like full-time team members to students again. Eric, it'll be beneficial if you could just complete it. I'm not sure, just to see your kind of experience and stuff. So specifically the feedback form would be great. But yeah, if you could just keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll put it in the channel. What's the time now? 12:30. Maybe around 1 if we get approval from everyone. Okay, so I see Mike's very proudly displaying that he's a 3L.
I'm doing orientation for the school, so they asked us to put that in our thing. Yeah.
It's not like when you finally make it, you're like, guys. Okay, so you're up first on my screen. Do you want to quickly just detail where you're at with your 2 forms? I know you're waiting for feedback from Gordon and Caroline on the motion to vacate and the housing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm waiting for that, but I edited the template, so it doesn't do like the check boxes, just like the separate paragraphs appear if something was clicked. So that's finished. But then the other one I actually just finished this morning, combining the 2 templates, so it does both COVID and
well done.
Great. So we probably just have to go through that again, do some more edits on it.
And that'll be a shorter review, right? Because we've already done the main review. This is just to have a look at what it looks like working together as one interview for producing 2 different documents depending on what you select.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's added to the list of things. I'm going to figure out how to split up Wednesdays and Thursdays demos, and then I'll do a timetable and drop that in the channel for everyone. So that's another one that we need to do, consumer default. Okay, perfect. And then you're just waiting for Caroline and Gordon on the housing motion to vacate default judgment?
Yeah.
Caroline and Gordon, will you just, maybe, I don't know, are you waiting on Gordon, Caroline?
No, I've just been back-to-back solid. I haven't been able to, I'm just behind on everything. So I can email him now, and I owe him something else as well. So I can email him now and ask him about it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Caroline. There's a little bit less pressure, obviously, because Mike is staying on the project. But it would still be nice to kind of get that before.
Yeah, it would be. You're right. Let me just see if I can last email from him.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Eric, Mark, and Sam, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah,
I mean, we're ready to demo. Yeah, like we're just working on stuff. We definitely have enough. The major points made at previous demo have all been implemented. Okay. So we're just working on improving past that now.
So I've said that you guys are going to be on Wednesday specifically because Mark is not available on Thursday. So that's going to probably be from, let's say, 12:45 to 1, depending. I think at 45 minutes might be enough.
That's on Wednesday?
I haven't scheduled it yet, but does that work for you, Sam? Is there a problem with that?
There's a small problem. Yeah, I have a meeting with a professor that I'm TAing for around that time. I probably should have mentioned it the other day.
No worries. Okay, we'll find a time that suits everybody, because it would be nice to have everybody on that call. Okay. Yeah.
Friday be an okay day? Would that be possible? Would that be a little late Friday?
Well, because Eric is staying on, I think that perhaps that's not too late. I want to do the notice of limited appearance with Mia and Vinny on Wednesday as well. So I have all the different demos that need to be done, so I'm going to try and fit them in, propose a timetable. If anyone has any issues, they can then get back to me on that. Okay.
Sounds good.
So you have that meeting on Wednesday at what, around 1?
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say not Wednesday at 1. Okay.
You might have said this already, but I just wanted to highlight that even if your demo is later in the week, I believe we're going to be switching to documentation. So kind of where you're at is basically where you're going to be, if I've understood the plan correctly.
So
Okay.
making issues, not commits.
Right.
100%. Okay. Great. So I'll let you guys know about that a little bit later today. Okay, Blake and Matt, how are you guys doing with the testing?
We're doing really good. Shout out to Eleni. She kind of went on there and did most of them, I believe, if not all. So we're kind of done with that second round. And today is kind of effectively my last day. So we're just kind of looking at building out a little bit of the scenarios for the review screens before Aubrey gets back. But yeah, kind of at the end of my tenure.
So this will be your last day. This is, man, it's been really good to get
Maeve,
Yeah.
we can hardly hear you.
Yeah, hardly hear you.
And we know what you're saying,
But
we
I
can hardly
echo
hear
the
you.
sentiment.
I think you're unplugged.
My headphones.
Not
No,
you,
Maeve.
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 Oh, Maeve.
But thank you,
Try
Blake,
again,
for all of your work.
No.
Yeah, no, I was really happy to join the project, and
Your mic might be
def-
broken.
How did it just
Sorry,
break while I was
sorry,
speaking?
Blake. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh,
will
no,
let
just
Maeve work
saying.
out her things.
I don't know if we can hear Maeve, but yeah, I was really happy to be a part of this, and I definitely learned a lot.
It was awesome to have you.
Great to have you.
No, Maeve, we can't hear you.
Thanks for being part of the team. I actually have this sometimes. Well, I don't know if this in particular, but I have to kill my process and then like reopen it.
Maybe she can exit. Maybe she
David,
can
you are
exit.
muted.
Just come back.
David, you
Yeah,
are
let's
muted.
move on to the next group then. While Maeve, so I don't know where people were in her screen. So why doesn't just someone who hasn't been called on tell us where you're at?
I can volunteer. So the notice of limited appearance, Maeve said she wants to do a review on Wednesday. So I mean, that probably sounds about right. I don't really have anything else to report. I was actually able to get the generic motion form on the test server. So that was something else. And then Aubrey did a really good job with, I believe it was Aubrey who did the documentation. Yep, Maeve said, yep. So it was really well done. And yeah, I was.
Oh, that's right. You were following Aubrey's directions. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
To get it on the test server. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excellent.
I don't know if Vinny has anything else going on, but that's.
No, I don't really have much else going on. I know I sent an email to David and Maeve through Slack. Friday's going to be my last day.
We'll miss you too.
Yes,
oh
and
my
also with the thank yous. It's so sad. Everyone's leaving.
It's been a good opportunity, so it's going to be sad all around.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We should somehow gather everybody do a big doodle and gather everybody for like an after party. I don't know how we're gonna manage that, but
No either. But
7 a.m. for no made, right? Okay, see you in a
looks like
bit.
Maeve's going to jump off and restart. All right. So do we have? Is there one more group? Who is left?
I think that would be us.
All right. Take it away.
So we met with Michelle this morning to figure out our technical difficulties. And then we're going to meet with Caroline to figure out more of our readability issues. And then sometime this week, we're also going to do our second demo.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw in the Slack. So you now have 2 two YAML files in your GitHub branch that are called the same thing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they have.
I don't know what happened there.
They have two files that. Yeah. Well, it's much better. We love having you back. They had two. They have two files that are very similarly named, but they're not the same. And it's the one using the underscores that they're using now. But they were.
Oh, I don't know if you see the underscores when you're on GitHub.
So
yeah,
when you make your pull request, they'll look at the changes and implement them in the other file. Well, that was my recommendation. They can do what they want, but that's my recommendation.
All right, let me just go find it because I pulled it again. I was like, wait, this is the same thing. So maybe I was just looking at the wrong. I didn't realize there were two. You know, you don't, when you pull it, you don't realize, do you? You just go there.
It's true.
Okay, I'm just double checking that people can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to loop back there and say Blake and Vinny and everybody who will be jumping off specifically, like you guys have been a really valuable part of the team and we're really grateful for the work that you've put in. And I echo Michelle's thing of, you know, I think we need like a team photo or something. I think we got one for Sinead and Finola, didn't we?
We did.
But where's
David hated that one because the first thing you were like, what? I can't believe. So we can
It wasn't very photogenic. We should do, I mean, we're all virtual anyway. We should just have people send in pictures and then we can
headshots.
fix it in post.
That makes sense.
We could Photoshop everyone to make it look like we were all together.
We could get all contributors and make it one big Zoom room and make it look like we were all on Zoom at the same time.
That actually would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we actually could do that if everyone filled out their biographies with their headshots. We could actually do that with the existing headshots.
Though those are square, I think. We'd have to get ones that were.
The underlying square, but yeah. Well, actually, it doesn't really care what they are, but in the end, it makes them a circle, so it's effectively a square. A circle square.
Are we finished with Eleni or Eleni and James? What else did we still need to have one last preview with you guys? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And do you have one person you've assigned to kind of steward the issues and make sure they get made? And
yeah, I think that's me. I think we were gonna wait to implement some more edits so we have we can put together a good list.
You guys, your agenda is
Don't wait.
Up here.
Okay.
Well, they can't run it right now.
I believe it. I don't know if they can run it or not, but
they can't.
But I suspect only one person can work at that at a time. So
it's missing the addendum. It's still missing the addendum. If I do the file that has the underscore.
So what we're saying is that whatever state the repository is at, I mean, they can, as long as it runs without, even if it doesn't create an addendum.
It doesn't have an addendum, so it won't run.
Okay. Well, we'll work that out.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. But yeah, issues should also, as long as it's running, we should then move on to issues.
Okay.
So who's going to work on making it run? Do you think, Caroline, your experience there would be helpful?
Yeah. Did you guys create an addendum? Do you have a template, a doc template that has an addendum? Do you have what you're calling?
Yeah, I think we do have an addendum.
Did you not include it? Is it one of the files that isn't yet included?
It might be. That might be the case. I have to talk to Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, so
can you just, I think that one you can just upload to the right branch. Just push it to that branch again.
Let's maybe continue the discussion offline. So the info.
Okay.
So Michelle, are you going to help with that then?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks.
If you're whoever's available, but
I'm absolutely slammed this week. So if you guys could, I'd like to review, go through it, but I don't want to try and sort out these little bitty pieces.
Sure.
So are you satisfied, James and Eleni, that you have an action point going forward?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't sound so
I don't know
confident.
what Lenny's gonna say.
They're gonna talk to me. That's a
They're
plan.
gonna talk. They're gonna talk.
Yeah,
Talk
I feel good about it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, me too. I
So
concur.
Okay. So then, Quentin, David, Caroline, could you just take a look at that form in the admin chat, please? And Kate as well. The first one that's highlighted. I think it's called form handover or something like that. Just let me know that it's okay, and then we will post it in the channel. So everybody, would you please just take a look at those forms? As I said, the one, I'll indicate which one, but one will be needed to complete it as a group, and that's basically just containing things like the link to the repo, kind of where you are with the interview, stuff like that. And then the other two are kind of about your time here and how much time you spent on the project.
Maeve, can you just, one of the questions is, where is the interview now? Can you just explain a little bit the difference between that? Like, is that going to be an overview versus putting all the little bits that need to be done into GitHub issues? Because you don't want people to, do you know what I mean?
Right. So what do you mean, where is the interview now? Let me just have a look.
I think what Caroline is expressing is that if people are going to put all the issues in GitHub of blockers and all kinds of progress and
to-do lists and stuff,
other things in there, then should they also be putting it in this form, because it's kind of doing double duty.
Unless they're just summarized, what stage
it should be.
It should just be
It's just about description. We can get the form out. Just ask for description status. And that's very general. It's not.
Yeah, and that should be made. I mean, on this call, make it clear, but also make it clear on the form that we're not asking them to repeat everything that is issues.
Right. So this isn't supposed to be a repeat. This is supposed to be an overview, an open narrative for the next person who's going to be picking up this form.
So for those who aren't aware, I don't know if you discussed it at the beginning, but we're going to have you fill out a form that is, we have one for how many hours you've done, and that's specifically so that we can give the rest of the world a picture of what this kind of process looks like and what value we are providing by doing this work, so that other projects, it says more in there, but as well, so I'm just saying it's not a test or something. And another one is the memo of something or other. I don't remember what you said. It was some legal term or class or something, which sums up the
a transfer memo
of the project and
although we're not calling it that. We're calling it that, the handover.
Oh, the handover.
Form interview handover, yeah.
And then there's an offboarding questionnaire trying to assess the improvements we can make and the experience that you've had. So we are about to drop some bricks on you.
Yeah, the handover is the most important. Not that any of them are more important than the other, but the handover is most important.
They're all equally important, just some are more equally important.
That's right. Others. We're in an animal farm situation here.
Yeah.
I just have a question. For the handover, if we know, like, if a partner is still staying on, do we still have to do a handover?
Yes. I think it's important that we have that recorded for every
It's very light. I just looked at it now and was able to walk through it. It's just a couple questions like where's the repo, where's the this, who did you talk to as an SME so we can contact them, and then what's the status.
Because we don't want you to put their contact information in the issues.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to avoid with this, is basically in the issues, everything goes on the GitHub and is public and everyone can see it. But here we can actually say, hey, who's helped you and how do we get in contact with them? And what did they help you with?
And I think the other thing for you guys to understand is that these results go into a spreadsheet. So if we want to look at the forms really quickly and see what is, that makes it easier too. Yeah. It's easier to manage the forms altogether.
It's just exactly what it says. It's just a way so that you can hand it off, and all the hard work you've done will actually not have to be redone, and we can build upon that to move things across the line.
And even if there's a plan for you to come back, I think we've discussed the bus factor before, which we're now calling the parent leave factor or the vacation factor or something. But
it's still a bus factor. That's still what it is.
All right. Well, it's the bus factor. So it's important to have that.
Oh, it was Henry.
I know. I just saw a little sneak appearance. Okay, guys, so that's it from me. If everybody approves that form, I will post it in the channel within the next 5 minutes. So if you have some time today, as David said, it should not take that long. Please do not labor over it. If you have any questions about it, it's best to probably put that in a thread on that, because other people might have that same question, and we will answer them there.
Do set aside time for it, though, so that you can properly answer the questions. And
yeah.
Go through it more thoroughly.
Okay. I'm going to stop recording.